So in the last video, we covered conditional nodes like if node and switch node. Previously, we also covered trigger nodes and in-app event nodes. Now, as you can see on the screen, this is a workflow which we have created till now. If you haven't watched the previous videos, I suggest you watch them, because in this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue with this example, and this video is all about data transformation. We have some data present inside this workflow, and I want to transform that data, and then send that data as an input inside my workflow to the further nodes, right? So that data which is present inside your workflow, how to change it, how to transform that. Several different ways based on the condition, based on the workflow's condition. We use different ways to transform our data. A few of them will be covered in this video. Let's just dive in and understand how to transform data. This is Arshdeep Singh and you're watching n8n YouTube channel. Okay, so for the context, this is a trigger node which helps us to start the workflow. And then there is this Google Sheets where we have connected a Google account and we are retrieving data from a particular sheet, right? And then after that, I wanted to separate that data based on certain conditions. So here the condition is, so let me just show you the data. Data looks something like this, and we're gonna update this sheet. How to do that? We'll figure it out. So what I'm trying to do is this node is about retrieving the data. I'm getting the data out of my Google Sheet, right? That's sorted. The next step, let me just remove this if node. We don't require this anymore. So this switch node, and what exactly this switch node is doing is separating my data into three different conditions. Based on three different conditions, it is getting separated in three different directions. So the first is where my name, this name column itself. So this is the names column, and inside here we have certain names provided. And all those names which start with letter capital B will be separated, and then similarly for capital A and letter C, right? So we have three different outputs here, which is kind of based on the condition separating my data. And I still have all those fields present here, but in separate nodes, right? So now whatever I want to do will be done in different batches, and my workflow can go into different directions, right? Let's just say for the sake of this example, I want to transform my data. So let me just do that. By clicking here, we have this data transformation, right? Clicking here, we have several different kind of nodes. Let's just use edit fields, right? I just have to take this name. So there are two options, manual mapping, JSON. We'll stick to manual mapping, and we're gonna drag and drop whatever field we want to change. So I want to change this names field here, right? And let me just zoom in a little bit. If you can see here, this is JSON.names, right? What I want here is something like this. So I want to add plus exclamation mark. That is something I want to do. Let me just test this step. And as you can see, the output here, we have this kind of output here, right? Now, the ultimate goal here is to update the original sheet with this data, right? This is what I want, but only for certain fields. And in this example, we'll stick to our first condition, which was capital letter B. So any name which starts with capital letter B will be changed to something like this. Now, how to do that? We have done the editing. Okay, sorted. Now, I'm gonna again, okay, I can simply copy paste this node. So either you can right click or you can simply do Command V or Control V. I'm gonna connect here. Now, the first thing which I will change here is I have to change this operations to append or update row, right? Rest things will be same. It will be fetching my data, and there is this field here, column to match on. So I want to match on sample. Why? Because this is something we have set here for unique identification, and based on this, so sample is used for match, and that's what is highlighted here. I don't want to change anything on 3 and 4, which is this and this. I just want to change the names, so I'm gonna delete them. And on names, I'm gonna have this edit fields, right? We have this thing popping up here, so I'm gonna drag it here and I'm gonna drop it here. As simple as that. Now, the moment I'm gonna test this step, see what happens. Okay, this is confusing. I don't know why this didn't happen. Let me just drag drop my sample also. I think that's where there was a mismatch. Yes, this worked. We can see an output. And let me just move back to my sheet and let's get done. We can see a change here, right? So as you can see, we appended the data here. So this was one of the flows, and the other example I want to take is to use some different kind of node before editing the field. We have limiter, we have split out, aggregate, merge, summarize. So different kind of nodes based on whatever we want to do. Let's just use filter here, right? Or limit. So max item 1. I just want to make sure that only one item goes to the next node. And here I only I only have two options, like last items or first item, right? That's the only thing. So let's just go with 2 and last 2 items. So let me test this step, and I got Amy and Antonio. So if I see here, these are the 2 fields which I got. Perfect. So I'm having 2 fields. I have used a limiter. That's how you edit your data. That's how you're transforming your data, right? So this is one example where you're editing, and then another way is limiting. Again, let's just say, for the sake of this example, let me change something in my sheet, right? So to do that, again, I'm going to use another edit node, and this time it will be names, but names starting with capital letter A, right? And this is a little bit of code. I don't want you to understand this, guys. This is how my data would look like. It is separating each and every character and creating a kind of array, right? So I don't want you guys to understand what's happening here. Just follow me. This is just to explain you the directions or the ways you can transform the data, right? And all I wanted was to have something like this. From a normal string, I want this as my output. Let me test this step now. Okay, perfect. So now let me connect it again here. So you'll be wondering how we can connect 2 nodes, and this is possible, guys. You can connect 2 different endings to one node as their input, because see what happens is, this is a workflow which will take place. This is the second thing which will going to happen, and we'll see what happens at the end, right? So let me just click here, and okay, this is fine. I want same kind of ending here as well. I only want to update the names. So this works for me, right? The same ending works for me. Why? Because the point of change inside my sheet is still the same, right? It is just that it is happening on different set of fields, but still the affected area is the names column. So let me just test this whole workflow for now, and let's see what happens, right? Okay, perfect. So something happened here, and let's just go back, and yes, so as you can see here, we got Amy and we got Antonio the way we wanted. And also, if you can see here, because I executed the complete workflow again, so what happened on the boulder, we had 2 exclamation marks. This is how you transform data. I mean, this is an example where you're not only just transforming data inside your node, but you're also again appending that inside your sheet. So that's a scenario where you're taking data from one end and then processing it. Again, you're sending it back to that same source, right? I hope we are sorted with data transformation here. Obviously, there are many other ways you can go ahead with, but I just wanted to make sure that we are done with the basic nodes. So we have the gist, the idea, the surface level idea of how a workflow is built, how things are done. There'll be another video before the final video, so the AI LLM part, that is the next video. After that, I'll be coming with a long video creating a complete workflow with a real life example. So I hope you are enjoying it, you're learning something, and I'll meet you in the next video. Until then, happy learning.